Folks, I'm telling you, when you put your house on the market, strange things happen. Natural phenomenons happen. Emotions are running high. Things start breaking. The first example, your house becomes haunted. This did in fact happen to me. I had a seller that was moving out of state, and they would have a cleaning lady come to the house once a week to make sure things were in order. And then that cleaning lady would contact my sellers and give them regular updates. Well, I didn't get very good raving reviews because I would be constantly getting calls. Audra, you're leaving the refrigerator door open and you're going to burn out the refrigerator door motor. You need to close it. I'm like, I don't remember ever opening up a refrigerator door. And you're leaving the lights on and the doors aren't locked. And you're leaving these candles lit. It smells like a brothel house in there. And folks, by the way, I didn't even know what a brothel was. I had to look it up. And let me tell you, it's not a good place. Oh my God. And then what really got me is they told me, you can't leave your McDonald's bag in the backyard. You need to throw it away. And that's what got me. Because I know for a fact, I never eat McDonald's. I'm a Burger King girl. I'm telling you what, if I'm on the freeway and I see a Burger King, I don't care how full I am. I'm pulling over and I'm ordering a Whopper with cheese, plain with onions only, and a chocolate milkshake. I love that place. So when they said that there was McDonald's bag in the back that I wasn't throwing away, I knew a couple things were happening. Either number one, I'm losing my mind, or number two, we got a ghost. So I decided it was a ghost and that I wasn't losing my mind. So my grand idea was that I was going to take a sleeping bag, go sleep at the house for as long as it took until I met the stupid ghost, and I was going to have a friendly little conversation with him, like, Casper, the friendly ghost, and then get him off the property, right? Oh my God, such a dumb idea. So I tell my family, I'm going to go do this thing. And they're like, oh, well, be nice to the ghost, Audra. You have a way with words. I couldn't believe it. Like, what family lets their wife sleep alone on a sleeping bag in a haunted house? Oh, apparently mine do. But nonetheless, I know you guys are dying to know, it took 3 nights sleeping on the ground in my sleeping bag before I met the ghost. And by the way, the ghost name is Chad. So on the 3rd night, I'm dead asleep, 1 o'clock in the morning-ish. I hear the garage door opening. And I'm not kidding, folks. I was scared to death. I literally jumped out of my bed. I grabbed my cell phone. I'm like, oh my God, who am I going to call? No one's going to answer. What, Ghostbusters, right? So I run into the closet like an idiot. Like, what? If it's a ghost, what am I going to do hiding in a closet as I'm shaking? I'm shaking. All these negative thoughts. It could be a murder. They could kill me. Once again, this is a really bad idea. I don't advise anybody doing this. This is when I was younger and a little more naive, right? Or dumb. My heart's beating so hard I can barely even breathe. And then all of a sudden I kind of hear some giggling. I'm like, well, at least it's a happy ghost, And I hear 2 voices. So then I kind of get the courage to look down the stairs and I see 2 young kids in their 20s, right? A boy and a girl. Boy's name's Chad, girl's name's Deborah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I knew from the family photos that were hanging on the wall, which they shouldn't have been hanging, you guys will watch some of my other videos, that was the seller's son. And apparently Deborah was the girlfriend. So I couldn't help myself. I had to have a little fun. So I see them sitting there with their McDonald's hamburger and they have the brothel candle lit and they're enjoying each other. And I walk in and I act like a crazy possessed lady, right? I walk in there, I'm like, but they came undone. I got laughing so hard. I literally could not breathe. I was laughing so hard. And they were like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh, who are you? Finally, I let them know who I am and, the whole backstory. And come to find out, they were just there having a Bible study. Yeah, right. Anyway, so we had a little agreement. I said, listen, I won't tell anybody, but you have to come here every weekend and get this house in order. The backyard's a mess. The garage needs to be swept out. The vents need to be changed. And they did do that, thank goodness. And we did sell the house a month later because it was really, really pretty. And miraculously, all the ghosts were off the property and we had no other issues with lights or refrigerators or McDonald's. And by the way, part of the agreement was after the house closed, Chad and Deborah owed me a Burger King Whopper, plain with cheese and only onions and a chocolate milkshake. So why do I tell you that crazy story? Probably because I've never told anybody and I just wanted to tell somebody. But also, if your house is haunted, you do have to disclose that. There's a whole thing about haunted houses. I had no idea. So I'm telling you. The second thing is if there's some weird things that are going on in your property, get to the bottom of it. And if you did hire an agent that's a ding-a-ling, that's leaving candles and lights and not locking your door, then clearly you hired the wrong agent. And as you all know, I do have a referral network. I will link down below. We can give you some agents to interview. Who you hire is really important. I mean, do you know too many agents that are willing to sleep over at a haunted house trying to have a conversation with a ghost? That's the kind of agent that you need to hire. Okay, I know you're asking, Audra, tell us about your brothel candle. So it's this little guy here. I've talked about it in previous videos. It's by, I think, Lulu. I'll link it down below. Jasmine, oud, and sandalwood. This guy is potent. So for those of you who do not love fragrance, this is not for you. And a lot of you have told me, Audra, when I go to an open house or a showing, and if it has fragrance or plugins, I'm just not dealing with it. I totally get it. But there are just some houses that need a little extra. And I don't usually leave this on during the whole entire open house or showing. I leave it on for maybe 5-10 minutes just to air it out and leave all the doors and everything open. And if you're going to buy that, you should probably buy this too. This isn't coming from me. I watch other influencer people. This is a lighter. How cool is that? I love this thing. It's awesome. You just charge it once and it lasts forever. Anyway, all right, I digress. Let's get back in the video. The other strange thing that happens is right when you're about to put your house on the market, all of your neighbors seem to want to put their house on the market at the same time. And some of you are watching going, yeah, she's right. That happened to me. There was no houses on the market, but then all of a sudden, all of my neighbors or a lot of neighbors put their house on the market. So what should you do in that situation? And I'm going to tell you that you probably took a long time preparing to put your house on the market. And you just put your house on the market. You don't let all the noise and all the drama and all this, distraction get in the way of you selling your home. When it's the right time, it's the right time. And this literally happened to me about 2 months ago where I was just about to put house on the market and literally the house directly next to me puts their house on the market for the identical price that I was going to list my client's house on the market. The seller calls me and says, I don't know, Audra, should we just wait until that house goes under contract? I'm like, absolutely not. Because here's the deal. I know my client's house was well prepared. I know we priced it right. And I know that that neighbor's house was going to help us sell our house because the buyers and the visitors would go look at their house and then come see our house and go, wow, this one's so much better. You know how the story goes. We sold it for top dollar. We got it done very quickly. And it was a success story. The big mistake that I see some of the sellers making, however, is right when they're about to put their house on the market, their neighbor puts their house on the market and their neighbor's house is significantly higher than their list price. And they're like, oh my gosh, am I leaving money on the table? I don't know. Oh my goodness, did I hire the right agent? Did she get the price right? Is Zillow right? Oh my God, I don't know. Okay, no. Got to hire the right agent, okay? It's very easy to find out what the house is worth, okay? Just go look at comps, plus or minus for certain upgrades. This is not a market where you want to reach for the stars. You just want to be at market value and let the market do what the market's going to do. The good news about having an overpriced listing in your neighborhood is that your buyers are going to go there and go, oh, wow, this one's really expensive. And then they're going to go see yours and go, wow, this one's affordable. I like this one better. So that overpriced listing in your neighborhood is going to help sell your house. So don't join them. Don't raise your price and hope that, you get lucky. It's just not the market for that right now. So the other crazy thing that happens when you go to sell your home is your home starts having a temper tantrum because they don't want you to leave. So the HVAC system will go out or the dishwasher will go out or the oven, goes kaputs or there's a slab leak and you're like, what's going on? It's because you're selling your house and your house doesn't want you to go. It's so dang frustrating. So I really highly suggest that you take care of this before you put it on the market. Get a home inspection before you put your house on the market or have a general contractor come around and give your house a good look. It certainly can't hurt. So I had this one client, he's super dear to my heart, even to this day, just a gentleman, super smart guy. But he was adamant about getting a certain price for his house. Like, I'm not selling my house till I get this number. Had an appraisal ran. It was about $100,000 discrepancy. Obviously, he wanted the higher price. We got under contract relatively quickly. We're just about to remove contingencies. And no word of a lie, a fire breaks out behind his house. It's a big fire. His house doesn't burn down, but it spooked the buyers. The buyers back out. And now guess what happened? Now the insurance costs tripled. because he was in a high fire zone. And during that period of time, it took us 1.5 years to sell his house close to his price. He had to replace his HVAC system because it broke. He had to replace the furnace. There was a leak underneath the sink. The dishwasher needed to be repaired. The whole fireplace had a whoopsie daisy. We had a major cost repairing that, and the cost kept incurring. Not to mention, you had those gardening costs. He had a pool on the property. There were some maintenance issues that happened then. So when you are selling a home and you're worried about your price, you're over-focused on the price of your home, you also have to get smart about your holding costs and what could potentially go wrong. Because I guarantee you, when you go to sell your home, there are going to be things that break. And you want to know why? It's because it's called Murphy's Law. So don't underestimate that. And don't plan to have your house on the market for over 1.5 years if you can do that, because so many things that can happen. The other strange thing that occurs when you put your house on the market is sellers feel like they are being invaded or they take things personally. Anytime you put yourself out there, like right now, I'm putting myself out there on YouTube. I guarantee you, I'm going to get a bunch of negative comments on this video because I'm putting myself out there. They're going to not like my laugh. They're going to say that I talk with my hands too much. And, they're going to say, oh, she got a facelift, which I didn't. I mean, the light is shining and I have a really good editor that makes me look better than I am. But nonetheless, when you put yourself out there, you're going to get criticism, and you can take it very personally. When sellers go to put their house on the market, if they get a lowball offer, it's like, oh, they're offended. Oh, it's terrible. Or if they hear the buyer's feedback, oh, we're going to tear down this wall and we're going to, take out these plants in the backyard. It's like they're tearing apart their baby. It's a very, very emotional process for a lot of homeowners when they go to put their house on the market. Also, those home inspections, we have some buyers that will do 20 home inspections. They do a roof, they do a sewer line, they do a window inspection, they do, every inspection known to mankind. And the sellers are like, wait a second, you're picking my house apart. I don't like this. I don't want to do it. Just get me out of here. And it's a very, very frustrating, horrible feeling. So what do you do about that? What I tell my sellers, I just tell them, hey, listen, this is a business transaction. And you have to realize that when those buyers are coming in and they're giving you this feedback, they're not trying to hurt your feelings. You're not dating this buyer. It's a business transaction. So try to take the emotion out of it. And if you're working with a good agent, they're going to probably give you a heads up before they even put the house on the market. Like, hey, this is going to be the feedback that you're probably not going to like, so just be prepared for it. They're not going to like the fact that your HVAC system is really old. They're not going to like that you have 7 different types of flooring throughout your house. They're not going to like that you have 7 different color paint in your house. They're not going to like that you have carpet in the bathrooms. Like, you should know before you put your house on the market what some of the obstacles are going to be, and mentally prepare for it. I think where it becomes a problem is when you get feedback that you just didn't see coming. When I first started doing YouTube, I'd get a lot of negative comments because that was terrible. I'm better now. I still get negative comments. But there was one comment in particular that just rocked my world. And the comment was this: your eyes are too close together and you look weird. And I'm like, what? I was kind of like taken back by it. But my mama told me you always respond kindly. So I responded like this: you're probably right. However, I'm very grateful that I have 2 eyes and that they see perfectly. I then immediately got up, went to the bathroom, got my ruler out, and started measuring. And you guys, you know what? My eyes are too close together. And in case you were wondering, the width of your eye, you should have the same distance in between, the other eye. So I have about a half an eyeball in between both these eyes. So I have close set eyes. So I started going to YouTube. Hey, how do you do your eye makeup so your eyes look bigger? I have close set eyes, and there's a whole way you do your makeup. And you can see I'm doing a pretty good job. But nonetheless, I was getting very insecure. I get on the camera, I'm like, oh my gosh, I bet everybody's wondering why my eyes are so close together. And I started feeling really insecure. This is silly. People aren't logging onto my channel looking at my eyeballs. They don't care. They're there because they want to be educated. And so I had to shake it off and tell myself the reason why I'm on YouTube is because I want to bless America. I want to educate America. I want to give sellers and buyers the confidence to move forward. I'm sure they don't care about my stupid eyes. And by the way, I went online and I Googled how many movie stars have close set eyes. There's a lot of them, but the one that resonated with me was Jennifer Aniston, so I'm good now. So the reason why I tell you that silly story is because when you put your house on the market, you feel strange, you feel a little despondent, you're getting all this negative energy, you just didn't know what you didn't know, you're looking at your house through a different light, and it just feels icky. feels strange. You don't feel yourself. You're in limbo land because you're not really living in your house and you're not really at the next destination. So my suggestion is this, and I'm telling myself this too, be clear on what you're doing it and why you're doing it. So if you're selling your house, more than likely you need to get to the next destination. Don't let all these other negative things get in your way. Now, if there are some things you can do, like for me, if I just do my makeup a little bit differently, my eyes don't look so close together. I know, and you guys probably never noticed it before because I honestly haven't got a single comment since that one. But for you also, when you're getting this negative comment, like, hey, if you can do something about some of the feedback that you just never saw before, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. So here is my recommendation. Focus on what you can do. Focus on the reason why you're doing it. And then at the end of the day, do what I do. I always tell myself, chin up, shoulders back, inner poise. Just do one step at a time, and eventually you'll get where you want to go. So the other strange thing that I see happening when homeowners go to put their house on the market is they get emotionally detached from their house to the point where they start neglecting their house. When I first meet with sellers, they're usually very upbeat and they share all the upgrades and some of the experiences they've had with the house. As the process goes along, they get all this negative feedback. They're not getting the offers they want. And then they just start shutting down and they emotionally detach. Some of them even move off the property and then don't clean the house and they cancel some of those gardening services or the pool service. And the house isn't being shown in its best light. And you can always tell when the house is well loved and well cared for. You open the door and it feels warm, it feels cozy, it feels inviting. I see the mistake that a lot of home sellers make is they're like, I'm done, I'm checked out. Now, it is super important that you emotionally detach. You have to when you're transitioning out of the house, but don't do that to the point where your house is being neglected. And where I see this the most common is when sellers go to move off the property. They're like, hey, this isn't my house anymore. It's a new buyers. They can deal with it. And they leave the trash cans full and the house isn't clean and there's stuff left in the refrigerator and everything's kind of dirty and the backyard grass isn't trimmed and it just looks neglected. Now, just so you know, you don't want to do that because buyers can hold up escrow because that house is not in the same condition that they agreed to when they signed a fully executed contract. Detach from your house in the process, but also don't neglect your home. So one of the strange things that I have to deal with in my career is sellers get really weird about their stuff, right? And when they're going to move off the property, they start going through the math like, I spent a lot of money on that. So they take it with them. So let me give you some examples. Hardware on cabinets. They literally take the cabinet handles off and they just leave it open with the holes. Or they take the light fixtures that have already been photographed and put in MLS and put cheapos up there. It's fine. I spent a lot of money on these. They can have the cheapos. Like, no, don't do that. Or they take literally plantation shutters. We spent money on this. I'm not sure they're going to fit my next location, but by golly, I don't want to give them to my buyer. I already gave the house away, okay? Or better yet, they take plants. They just take plants out of the yard and go move them to the new location. The other one that just about killed me, I'm like, oh my gosh, they took the door handles off all the doors because they had fancy door handles. Folks, your buyer made an offer with those things in mind, okay? If you want to take it with you, you got to get agreement from your buyer. Your buyer can come after you or they don't have to close. And the other one that just about killed me, I killed this lady. Oh my gosh. Right before we were going to close, this lady calls me up and says, Audra, the movers didn't show up and they wanted too much money for the removal. So can you just remove it or just tell the buyers they can just have all this stuff. There's some good stuff in there. Okay, no, your property should be free and clear of all personal items, including the trash, and anything that is affixed to the house stays with the house. And if you don't know the difference, ask your agent. They can give you some guidance. A lot of you know that I moved 11 times in 23 years. And I will say the most difficult, challenging, weird thing that I experience when I go to sell my home is just this feeling of violation. You have random strangers coming into your house and they're giving you feedback and your place of refuge and comfort and just a feeling of belonging is now on display for the world to see. It's very disturbing and it doesn't feel great. So be prepared for that. And you're not alone if you do feel that way. All I can tell you, it is temporary and it will pass. I mean, I know when I'd go down to the grocery store, I have my neighbor come in and go, I saw your house over the weekend, at the open house. I kind of liked your kitchen, what you done to it. It's just a weird feeling. Got all these creepy people looking in at your house. So be prepared for that. And for those of you who have sold your house and have had some weird, strange experiences, please comment down below and let me know how you overcame it. I know we're all here to learn from each other. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.